Opulent Stoic today on Fortitude Through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. Touch slow today. Flew into Dallas about 3:20 in the morning, got in last night. Trying to gather the wits here, keep moving. But today's lesson is one that resonates deep with me because I lived a lifestyle that I thought was very opulent, if you will, for my taste. When I was married, it just seems like we were always buying something, some shit that we didn't need to impress people we don't even know or like now, right? And this lesson's by Seneca, which is saying, Seneca, he was one of the richest men in Rome. So the quote by Seneca, and then we're going to call some bullshit. The founder of the universe, who assigned to us the laws of life, provided that we should live well, but not in luxury. Everything needed for our own well-being is right before us, whereas what luxury requires is gathered by many miseries and anxieties. Let us use this gift of nature and count it among many great things. So it's interesting because, here you have the richest man in Rome talking about, moderation and living well, but not in luxury. He was a man who gave major loans throughout Britain. Now it's Britain. And actually is considered to cause a major uprising there because of it. So people would say to Seneca, hey, listen, how can you preach about not needing wealth when you have all this wealth? It's easy to say when you have it, right? And that's what Seneca's response would be. It's pretty simple. Is he might have wealth, but he didn't need it. He wasn't dependent on or addicted to it, right? It's kind of like in a pragmatic sense, like, yeah, there's money in the bank account. I don't really give a shit. I don't need it. It's there, whatever, right? I mean, that's kind of what he's saying. A little hypocritical, if you ask me, coming from a place of strength. So whether his rationalization was true or not, but hypocritical, his decent prescription for navigating today's materialism and wealth-driven society is. Let's think about this, right? So, practical application. I have a pragmatic approach to wealth accumulation. And here's the thing, though. I've learned not to become a slave to it, right? I don't have to show up to an office all the time. I don't have to do all these things. I have freedom of choice. But more importantly, like I was just talking about my shoes and my boots. Like, yeah, fuck, I could afford new boots. Sure, I could afford new shoes long before I waited. But for me, that's the moderation. That's the temperance. That is what, at the core, what Stoicism teaches us. Now, this may be his spin on it, moderation for him may mean you don't need 17 castles. You only need one, right? Whatever that means. But the lesson is this. Humans can be happy with very little. Some of the third world countries I visited, Guatemala, some of the kids, they didn't know any better. And they're just naturally happy, right? You see kids in the US, they complain, they're miserable. God, they have everything. And they're entitled little shits. And I go to other places, I see these kids who have nothing, and they don't know any better. But yet they find happiness in what they do have. God. I just had to pause for a minute. And again, it's outside my control, but the current empire, if you will, the global empire, the United States, all the telltales are there. The same reason why Rome fell, right? The same shit has happened. It's really, truly sad. But think about your own life, right? think about the opulence. Like my wife, she needed all these Louis Vuitton purses. Like, oh, fuck, why do we need 10 Louis Vuitton purses? I don't know. Like, I just think it's excessive, right? And what I realized, having the Harley Davidson conversation, I had 3 Harleys at one point. I'm in different garages, insurance, moving the bikes around, always keep them out of the weather, keep them clean. Oh my God. You become a slave to your possessions. It's true. And that's the reason why I really haven't got another motorcycle, another Harley, because I don't have to get a garage for it. And I don't have to keep on a trickle charge. And I don't have all of the chains, right? The chains, slave, right? All the chains holding me to that motorcycle. And yet, how often would I really get to ride and enjoy it? Maybe once a week, at best. Top. Maybe more like once a month. Is it really worth it? I don't know. My stoic mind says no. My stoic mind says no. I'm happy because on the really bad days, I just recall those really good rides I had. I play them through my mind like a video. I can almost feel the sun hitting my face, the wind. This journey for me has changed everything. I don't want to say it's toned down my ambition, but it's focused it. I don't want to say that it has, helped me win the war with the anger button, but I've come a long way. And moreover now, even if things do emotionally grab me, I process them and they're gone almost immediately. I don't let them linger and, take hold in my brain and ruin the cadence of my life. I don't. It's over. It's a thing. It happened. It is what it is. And I use travel all the time. Like, I was in the 2 middle seats, next to 2 big fat people, both legs, got in late, plane was delayed. So of course they canceled my rental car in the middle of the night. So if it could have went wrong last night, it did. And I just said, fuck it. When I get there, I get there. And I did. So we got, hour and a half of sleep. And we are ready to rock and roll. So on that, we're going to get to it.